Hello, welcome back, and good to see you. Hopefully you should have your student packet open and you're ready to take down notes with me here today. Okay, so yesterday or the previous day, from whenever you're watching this, we learned to find the equation of a line when we were given a slope and a point. I would say write the equation of a line that contains the point, for example, -1, 0, and has a slope of -2. We need two things to create the equation of a line, the slope and the y-intercept. In this problem, we were given the slope, so we needed to find the y-intercept in order to be able to create that equation. So we took our point and our slope, plugged it in, and then solved for b to create our final equation. Today, we're taking it a step higher, and it gets a little bit more challenging. So if yesterday or the day previous was still really confusing, I highly recommend going back and watching that notes video to just get a little bit more practice before today's work. Today we are learning how to write the equation of a line when we are given 2 points as ordered pairs or in a table. So again, we're adding one extra step to what we were doing the day before this, the lesson before this. Okay, so the questions that you would see where you're going to need to do this are when it says find the equation of the line that includes 3, 2, and 1, -2. Or you might see find the equation of the line that goes through the points. Or write the equation of the linear relationship shown. Write the slope-intercept form that goes for the equation that goes through these 2 points. So there's lots of different ways to word it. But ultimately, if they say write the equation and you see 2 points, this is what you need to do. So you are not with us to start class. We started with a review of how to find slope. With these two problems, or with this problem, again, it wants us to find the equation. So immediately, that tells me that I need 2 things. I need to find my slope, and I need to find my y-intercept. Those are the 2 things that we need to write the equation of a line. So I have 2 points. I'm not given a slope, but hopefully you remember from our slope lesson back at the beginning of Unit 3, how we find slope is by labeling our points, x1, y1, x2, y2, and then plugging them into this formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate my slope, minus. This is x1, y1, because all ordered pairs are written xy. That's my first point, so those are my first ones. And then this is x2, y2. All right, y2 is -2, minus y1 is 2, x2 is 1, minus x1 is 3. -2 minus 2 is -4. 1 minus 3 is -2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. There's my slope. Now, I'm going to erase this really quick. Now, we can solve this just like problems from yesterday. Now, we have a slope, our m value, and then we have an x and y value. So choose one of those points, take your slope, and then now we're going to do the same thing we were doing. So write y equals mx plus b, and then now we can plug in all of the pieces of information that we have. Now we have our slope, we need to find our y-intercept. So we're going to find what b is by plugging in all of these values. My y value is 2, my slope is 2, my x value is 3, plus b. We're going to multiply first to get 6. And now we subtract 6 from both sides. And we get b equals -4. So now we can write the equation of our line. We have our slope and our y-intercept. Our y-intercept the -4, and then our slope is 2. So now we can write the equation of our line using y equals something x plus something. Remember that this is your slope and then that's your y-intercept. So we're going to write 2x plus -4. Alright, I know it's a lot, but again, we're only adding one thing to what we were doing yesterday, and that is finding our slope. Alright, there is this one to try. Again, you have the values right next to you, so go ahead. I think the first thing, if you're like, oh my god, to do is label those points, x1, y1. Let me zoom in because that's rough. x1, y1, x2, y2. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is find slope. Set up your equation. Alright, go ahead and take a minute and find your slope. If you feel like you got a handle on it and you can go ahead and try to finish this problem. Otherwise, if you're like, yeah, see if you can plug in the slope first and find it, and then come back and unpause me to help get started for the next section. Alright, go ahead, pause me now and try to find slope. Alright, so again we have y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. My y2 is -5. My y1 is 2. My x2 is 2 minus my x1 is 1. -5 minus 2 is -7. 2 minus 1 is 1. So we get -7 for our slope. Okay, now we have slope, and then again let's go ahead and just use that first point here. So using 1 and 2 for your x and y values. Now go ahead, again, if you feel like you got it from here, you have a slope and a point, you can do what we did yesterday. Plug them in, solve for b, tell me your equation. If you're stuck, hang with me. If you're ready, go. Alright, so we have y equals mx plus b. Okay. Now we're going to plug in our values. So I'm going to plug y, my 2, where y is. M is -7. X was 1 plus b. 2 equals -7 plus b. Okay, we have one step left to get that b by itself. How do we get rid of that -7? Do it to both sides, and then try to write your final equation. Now, go ahead and pause me if you were stuck. Go try to finish it from here. Go ahead, pause me now and do that. Otherwise, if you're checking your answer, hang with me. Alright, so we add 7 to both sides, and we get 9 equals b. So now we have our y-intercept, we have our slope. Let's write our equation. Y equals -7x plus 9. Awesome. I know it's a lot again, but hang with me. Alright, if you don't have these written down, please make sure you have them written down. Your notes should be fully filled out here before your independent practice. Okay, next we have write the equation of the linear relationship shown in the form of y equals mx plus b. Alright. This is the same exact thing as the problem above. The only difference is instead of giving you the points as an ordered pair, we have the points written out in a table. Steps are exactly the same. So, slope from a table. We're going to label our points x1, y1, x2, y2. x1, y1, x2, y2. And then we're going to find our slope. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Okay. Here we get 6 over 2, and we get 3. So there's my slope, my m value. And then now, again, just like up here, how we chose that first point, same thing with the table. Choose a point. I'm going to choose this point right here. 0, 8. Okay, now let's plug everything in. We have our x value, our y value, and our slope. So let's write y equals mx plus b. Plug everything in. My y is 8, m is 3, x is 0, plus b. Alright, go ahead and pause me and try to solve for what b is. From here, it's the same exact step from the previous problems. So do your multiplication first, tell me what b is, and then write your final equation. Alright, go ahead, pause me now, give that a try. Alright, so we get 8 equals 3 times 0 is 0. I mean, you can subtract 0 or you can just ignore it. So b ends up just equaling that 8. Alright, so now we can write our equation. We have y equals, again, our slope comes first, next to our x, and then our y-intercept. So we're going to write y equals our slope 3x plus 8. Alright, 3 problems we've just worked through. Again, they are exactly the same as what we've been doing. The only difference is we have to start by calculating slope. Okay, the first 2 problems you have down here are just calculating the slope. So label those points, calculate the slope, and then you go into those table and ordered pair problems. Please go ahead and finish all of these. Don't do you only have to do the challenge if you want to. I'm only looking for you to finish up problem 5 here. Okay? Do the challenge only if you'd like. Alright, shoot me a message when this is done. Make sure you do your mastery check first. So finish the student packet and the independent practice, do your mastery check, and then send me a message. Alright, have a great day.